All right, everybody, what's happening, man? Y'all, welcome to another edition of SWAC Smoke. We are in the house, episode 30. Got DJ on the right side, C Wells on the left side, as usual. Um, I don't have a crazy intro today. How you doing, man? You doing all right?
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, man. I'm hanging in there, man. Thursday is always a good day. Um, Started weekend right around the corner. Got some things I want to talk about today. A couple of things came across the wire that I want to talk about a little bit later. Um, of course, we're gonna talk about the Legacy Bowl and some other football things and whatnot. So, you got any way you want to start off with?
Now, I guess we're gonna start the Legacy Bowl because I'm sure we're gonna talk about some of the same things that came down the pipeline today.
Oh
Uh,
yeah. So,
but
what did you think of the game, man?
man, I think it was it looked like it was new. It looked like it was fresh. I think that we're gonna have to kind of establish whether it's like a Pro Bowl type All Star game or evaluation All Star game, or if it's even an All Star game. But some players, it looked like they took it very serious, and some players look like they act like they're in the Pro Bowl. So I think they got to understand, like, you're being evaluated. You're not here because you made it already, and you're here for joy. You're here because you didn't get invited to everything else. So you got to take it serious. I mean, that's just. I think it's a good thing. Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed myself, but I would like to see the players actually take it more serious, all of them, and understand that there's pro scouts there watching your sideline. They watching everything you do.
All right. Well, before I jump in, man, we got Big Thrillo in the house as usual, man. What's happening? Welcome aboard. Um, Good to have you here. I thought, like I said, I feel kind of similar to you. Like I said, you could tell it was new. So there was some things that may not have been the smoothest. But I think they laid a good foundation. Like you said, everybody needs to be on one accord when it comes to the games themselves. Everybody need to be focused on understanding that this is just an audition. This is not like a vacation. So,
Yeah.
I think some of those things gonna get ironed out as they continue. I thought the crowd was decent. It wasn't great, but I don't really think they had a lot of advertising outside of like the realms that we frequent. People who not really on social media probably didn't know a lot about it. I think that that's something that they should pump up during the football season at the games. Maybe get a commercial or something just to kind of boost that up. But I thought the atmosphere was decent. I thought Tulane did a good job of branding their stadium to fit with the putting Legacy Bowl things on the wall around the stadium and everything. Um, I just hope that the game itself didn't turn a lot of people off because the game was not that exciting. It was really sloppy, like you said. When we were at the game, you're getting good against good, so people are not gonna just ball out, and teams don't know each other well, so you're gonna have that up and down. But I hope that a lot of people still can turn out for the next year, and this thing can grow and become an avenue to get guys, into the NFL, or at least to get the looks to get them where they need to go.
Yeah, I think as it progresses, it's a few things I think would make it even better. Um, like when Gremlin came in, the middle of the second quarter.
Yeah,
I think you should have at least two bands there the entire time if you can, and really create that atmosphere for the players too. Get them locked in. It was almost like a practice at first. It was so quiet. You see what I'm saying? But actually create that real game day atmosphere, and go from there. You know what I'm saying? I think they spent a lot of money on them guys.
oh yeah.
I think they did really well with everything they did. It's just you knew that it wasn't taken serious. Coaches didn't even have on headsets, so
Well, I didn't notice that. I mean, because like I
yeah,
said,
they ain't have on nothing.
I didn't get to see a lot of that till we came
Yeah.
around your way in the second half. But I agree with this comment. I thought the uniforms were, man. Adidas did a good job, man. They had really nice uniforms, clean. The helmets I like. I would love, guys being able to. I know it to some people it looks crazy to have a bunch of different helmets, but it kind of helps you identify who is who, because the names you couldn't really read them on the back of the jersey. Guys wearing different numbers than they normally do, so you may not have known who some people are. Some people are just automatically recognizable, so you know who they are. But just that extra little oomph to other people could help. But I thought everything was really clean, man. Like I said, I like the uniforms. I thought they branded the thing well. I do agree with the bands. Maybe put one band on each side of the field.
Mm-hmm.
Let them play and have that atmosphere because when Grambling band came in and they did play the couple of times they played, people went crazy.
Yeah.
People were up and dancing, and it was just a, a little added a little added oomph to it, because otherwise the atmosphere was kind of like just humdrum. Because like when we were sitting in the end zone, I could hear the coaches on the other sideline yelling at the team, and you really should not hear that at a football at a football game.
Yeah.
That's a basketball thing. You really should not hear guys yelling all the way on the other side of the field. Getting guys organized and things like that. But I think I thought it turned out really well. I don't know if it grows that Tulane is the best place because that stadium is so inconvenient. But that's a different issue.
Yeah.
That was my first time there, and it was just like in the middle of everything, just not just hard to get in and out. But that's something that can be dealt with down the line. But I really enjoyed it. I thought this was a good game, good atmosphere and a good thing to do. So and not bad prices either. So if you're looking to go to something like that, then that can get people there.
Yeah. Real good prices. I enjoyed it. Like I said, I'm looking forward to it next year. Um, if everything go well, I plan to be in the house again. So,
Oh yeah,
uh,
we'll be there for sure. I do want to say one of my better parts of the day was getting to see Coach Odom. You know what I'm saying? Hollering at Coach Worm in the concession line, shaking his hand and give want to give him a big hug and say come back, but I'm cool with Dooley right now, so I'm not gonna worry about that. And Coach Rollins was lurking. I don't know where he was, but he was lurking. So we
and
saw a few other coaches. We saw Coach Dancy, in the stands near us. So I thought it was a pretty good turnout. I'm not sure if it's gonna be in New Orleans every year, but I think I wouldn't be
I
against
would
that.
assume, yeah,
I would assume that that's probably where it's gonna be. A lot of people who are associated with the game are Louisiana people, or they are products of Louisiana schools. So I think that might be the venue for it, for the time being at least. So I think that that's a good environment. And one of the things I heard from a couple of people who were in the city, they said that the host hotels did a good job of making the guys feel welcome. They had banners and stuff all around at all times. So that's something that they don't even do for the Bayou Classic really. So that's a big boost for that kind of thing. So I think it can only get better. I'm glad that it turned out like it did and not turn out to be a mess that people would not want to go to again. So I think it's only gonna go up. So I'm eager to see what happens next.
said the same thing you said.
Yeah, but different venue. But there's not a lot of places in New Orleans that you can play it. So I mean, Superdome is huge. There's a City Park Stadium that's not that big, but I guess for what you're looking for, I think it's a good size stadium. I'm just not a I'm just not a fan of the stadium itself, but the location of the stadium. But that's neither here nor there.
Well, you want to hit on the news coming out of Grambling?
Oh yeah, yeah. Let's take it up north.
Nah, I don't. I think I spoke on it before. I don't mind the hire, but it just seemed like we're more eager to give him a chance before we get chances some places. That's the only thing I say about it. As far as his past and what he done been through. I mean, he wasn't found guilty of anything, so that is what it is there. And he's not the head coach, so Hugh Jackson is responsible for any of that. You know what I'm saying? So that part of it that everybody's talking about, I'm not so concerned with that. I was just wondering. I'm not upset that he's getting the chance, but man, where are our coordinators at? Why do we feel like we got to go out and get them? That's the
Yeah, I
only
mean,
thing I
oh,
got with it. Go ahead.
I mean, like that it's one of those things that are you gonna be second chance for everybody? Like you said, is this equal situations, or is this a situation where this guy made the right words to the right people and got himself a career rehab? Which is that to me, that's the one thing that I'm afraid of. And yes, it's a coordinator position, so those guys move around, but I think especially a program like Grambling that's trying to get back on track, you need some continuity. So hopefully this is not I come in one year, I coach the team, we do well, and then I get the head coaching job that I'm really looking for somewhere else in the next year. So um, as long as there's some kind of continuity to it and it's not just a stunt, then I think it's a good move. But like you said, I think it's you have to open up these avenues to some of our coaches who may need second chances or even first chances.
Right.
Like I keep saying, one of the things that I'm nervous about with schools hiring guys who don't have a lot of experience coaching is you're cutting off guys who are working their way up the ladder. So, if black coaches can't get jobs at PWIs, then it should
Where
not
else
be
can
hard
they
for
go? You
yeah.
know?
And if they can't go to HBCUs, then you're gonna start discouraging people to look for head coaching jobs. So it's a slippery slope. I welcome all who want to be a part of it and really want to do it,
Right.
but you also have to show some love to guys who are going and doing it the right way, moving up the ladder, and working hard. So it's one of those things that it can go either way. If you're not careful, it can go bad. So I think I wouldn't want to see a lot of other schools go this route, but Grambling is a brand. They can probably get away with this a little bit better than some people. But I think I mean, as far as the on the field stuff, I have no problem with it, man. You know, and like you said, off the field, he served his time or whatever you want to say. So that all of that's cool with me. I'm just a little cautious about this being a career rehab type of thing. Where you get in and get out because you're just trying to make a good showing somewhere. So I on the field, I'm eager to see what Grambling does. And hopefully we can get a preview of I know they're not going to have a big idea of what they're doing by spring, but I think that is interesting to see where they go. And yeah, I hope he stays like at least 2 or 3 years. I mean, after 2 years, if something pops up, then that's fine. But I don't want it to be a one and done. To me, that's not a good look to me personally.
Two questions. Do you think he could have gotten this particular position anywhere else at a PWI? That's the first question.
I mean, I think so. I mean, his son has coached a couple of more jobs since all that Baylor stuff happened. So I think somebody may have taken a chance, but nobody wanted to touch him really. That's why I feel like this Grambling thing is a way for him to get himself back in there. Um, I think it's possible, but I don't think that it would have been probable.
Right. So that's kind of my point. You know what I mean? Whereas if the shoe on the other foot, when we mess up, we can't go to nowhere else. We can't go to them.
Oh yeah,
You dirty. You know what I'm saying? But my second question is the OC that Dion hired. He wasn't even the OC in Nevada, and he's OC at Jackson State.
yeah, he
Now
was an
he was an
analyst.
analyst. Yeah. Now how much play calling duties, or is he just in the position and somebody else going to be doing something? We don't know the details on that, but that's another question I got. Like, you couldn't have got one of us that's an analyst and gave him a shot. Well, I mean, what was so special? You know?
Yeah, and with that situation, you know, if it's a situation where you know this guy, he comes from a coaching tree that you're familiar with, I can kind of, go with that. But if this seems like I'm just pulling a name out of hat because I want a guy to do what I want a guy to do, and he's hungry to do what I want him to do, then how much weight does he really hold? And you could have gave anybody on the staff that job, if that's what you're gonna do. So bringing in an outside guy, he needs to be able to run his offense, and I don't know how much authority or power that guy's gonna have because he doesn't have a track record to fall back on. Like when you have offensive coordinator and things go sideways, you can always look back and say, well, he did do this at this place. If they can get his guys to his system, then maybe we could turn it around. But with a guy that you don't have any idea of what he wants, then that's gonna be a odd situation moving forward.
Well, where is Jay Hobson when you need him?
He at home, ain't he? Because he don't have a job.
Hey, I like what Jay Hobson brought, and he stayed at Alcorn some years.
Yeah, I mean he stayed there until he got a G5 job, which again, that's you can say that's a color thing because there's been a lot of great coaches come through the SWAC, and Southern Miss ain't called none of them. I mean, he didn't do good there, but he got that call pretty swiftly.
Yeah.
But he did leave Alcorn in good shape for Coach McNair. So I thought he did a good job at Alcorn. He turned that program around from when he got there, and he laid the foundation for where they're at. And a guy like that, I don't have a problem with coming in and putting in the work. Obviously the opportunities are more for a guy like that to move up, which is not fair to a lot of other coaches.
Right. Jamie G.
What's up, Jamie G? What's happening? Got Jacktown in the house.
All right. I'm done with Art Browse. If you done with him.
Yeah, I don't really have too much more on him. At least not yet. Hopefully, we'll see what he does as we move forward.
Speaking of Jamie G and Jackson, what you think about the official schedule?
I like the Campbell game, man. I know a lot of people don't know who that is. They never heard of him. I saw so many people. Like I never heard of that school. What it. They have a former NFL coach and Mike Mentor. They went 3-8, so they're not a team that should come in and run you over. It should be a game that you have a good opportunity to win. Now they did bring in a really good recruiting class, but I think if you're gonna go out of conference, then it's not a bad opportunity. It's homecoming, so I don't have a real problem with that. I just wish people would just open their minds up to learning who these schools are. You don't have to like them, but I think that you need to be aware of who is who, and understand that playing Campbell is not the same as playing Florida Memorial. And I'm not picking on Southern. I'm just picking a name out of a hat. But I'm curious about the Pine Bluff thing though. That really kind of confuses me. So I don't know where that leaves the rest of that Birmingham thing for the next couple of years. Is that still going? Are they gonna move it back a little? I don't know. I feel like Pine Bluff did kind of get the short end of the stick on this one.
Yeah, they got screwed because they ain't got nobody to play, and I'm sure when the scheduling was going on, they thought they had some money. So now the money game, they probably don't have a money game, but we not Jackson State. You know what I'm saying? We don't have donors giving us money. We don't have a head coach that's, so we actually need a money game here and there. And they probably didn't waited till them doors and shut. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what's gonna happen with that.
Yeah, like I said, to me that was like the one thing that I was really wanting to see because on the unofficial schedule, Pine Bluff was on there, and then the Southern Heritage Classic was back on, and that game was basically the same weekend. So I don't know where that leaves them, and I haven't. Have you heard anything about Pine Bluff schedule? Because I haven't heard anything yet.
Not a peep.
So I don't know if they trying to go through back channels and find somebody, but the money that they were talking for that game would not be able to be made up unless you get a Power 5 type of game, which you know how we both feel about that. So,
Yeah.
I don't know where that leaves you. So, for a school like Pine Bluff, that's a blow, man. They always say don't count your money before you get it, but in that case, you kind of do. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody talking about the money. If
Yeah.
it's hundreds of thousands of dollars whether people show up or not. You already kind of spending that money in your mind.
Yeah.
You probably had people who were looking to go to the game and the whole nine. So now we have to wait and see what happens with them, and that's a trickle down effect. So I'm very eager to see how they handle that, because that, to me, that was like the only downside of this situation. Other than that, I don't mind the schedule. I mean, it's a pretty typical SWAC schedule. It's nothing outrageous. No Power Five games or no FBS games. So I mean, it's a pretty normal schedule to me.
Right. I feel the same way. I mean, I like it. So,
I mean,
uh,
a lot of people are up in arms. I mean, it's a SWAC schedule. It's like the only difference between that and anybody else is they playing a team they never played before. So it's just it's just one of those things, and because that's like a pet peeve of mine. People like to talk trash without knowing what they're talking about. I
yeah.
mean, yes, the team is not great, but they are FCS opponent. So it's they're not playing Bishop Sycamore or nobody like that. You know what I mean? Now I don't know how good they are. Whether that 3-8 was just an off year, or how good they're gonna be with these new guys they're bringing in. But you know, it's a game and it's homecoming, so it don't really matter. The stadium should be full, so that should help a lot. 'Cause they're not gonna bring nobody. So
Well, I think, man, some of Jackson people just. I think Jackson has become the new Dallas Cowboys. Either you love them or you hate them in these groups.
oh
So
yeah,
people gonna have something to say about whatever they do. I mean, and they blow everything about Jackson out of proportion now. No disrespect to Jackson, I just view them as another SWAC school. You know what I'm saying? I show them just as much love if I show anybody else, or I talk just as much trash if I talk about anybody else. But I think that's the problem right now. People, they think Jackson are they the elite, and they think they supposed to be, have the best of everything. On our schedule is supposed to look different than everybody else's. No, you still a SWAC school.
yeah. I mean, you still gonna have 8 SWAC schools on your schedule, no matter what. And to me, it's a weird situation, because I feel like a lot of people who talking crazy like that aren't true Jacksonians. I mean, I know Jackson State people. I got Jackson State people in my family. And yes, people from JSU, they talk a lot of trash regardless. Yes, they feel like everything they do is the best. But, we do too. So, it is what it is. But I feel like a lot of this is that new group. And, it's it's bumping up, and that does play into that Dallas thing. And I'm a Dallas fan, so I know that there's a lot of people who like Dallas that don't really know Dallas, and they talk a lot of trash. And those are the people that people say Dallas fans think they're gonna go to Super Bowl every year. It's those
Yeah.
people. It ain't people like me that's been following Dallas since. I mean, I was in high school when they won those Super Bowls in the '90s. So yes, I jumped on the bandwagon in high school, but I stayed through all them other years. Anthony Wright at quarterback, Clint Sterner, all these guys, man.
To the present.
Yes. So
Don't
I,
say
I
them other
understand.
years. Say
Yes,
to the present because they
from
still
from
suck.
from from '96 when I was in college when they won their last Super Bowl to now. I've been there, man. I was there when they lost to the Houston Texans in 2002 in their first game ever. I cried, but those are people that really understand. Those new people make it hard for the people who are there already, and I think that's the issue that we have with the JSU. A lot of these JSU people, especially in social media, because anybody can say anything. And that if you say JSU in a group, you gonna get comments. So
Man,
right
a
now, that's the name
thousand.
that drives the bus.
Yeah. I mean,
And
we'll.
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna touch on this comment. The Southern Grambling basketball game was crazy. I mean, I wish I was. I kind of wish I was there, but I'm glad I wasn't there. But I heard reports that they had almost 7,000 people there, which is close to a sellout. So I saw videos. My mom was there. She said she almost got in a fight with some Grambling people. So I know it was on and popping if my mom was getting crazy because she wanted to sit back and relax, don't talk to nobody type of people. So she sent me a text and was like she was about to go off. I knew that game was crazy. I wish this kind of atmosphere could be there more often, but I'm glad that they had that because it really made for a good game. Grambling won on the last second three, and that's that.
Speaking of that, what's happening with the Lindsey Hunter news?
I I I don't know, man. I've heard people already throwing around rumors about some people say he talking about he won't go to Jackson and Valley is upset. I don't see that as I mean I don't know if Valley would make a move like that. I know Southern fired a coach for looking for jobs during the season before, but I don't know if Valley has that kind of options to do that. I don't know what the team really. Oh, go ahead.
You said Southern fired somebody for that?
Yeah, that was in the what year was that? That was like in the mid 2000s. We had a basketball coach named Anthony Grant, and he was doing good. Team was winning, and he came from a mid-major school, so he was kind of getting some interest from a couple schools. I can't remember somebody on the East Coast, Manhattan, or one of them type of schools like that was asking him about if he was interested, and he was like yes, and Southern basically let him go. Um,
So y'all had a different AD then, right?
yeah, that was before Banks. The
I
Banks
was about to say, y'all
on
better
something
sweep
yet.
around your own front door. Y'all sitting there hiring folks from Prairie View for the season over with. But now y'all want to act funny on that, man?
that that was before all of this, man, and
Okay.
and and, that, and that's a different situation, man. We loaned Dooley to them, man. We just was coming
Nah,
back
man.
for we
Y'all
were just coming
stole Dooley.
back. We were just coming back for hours. Like you loan somebody some money and you show up
Yeah.
one day and you're like, man, where that $5 I gave you? So it's like, we like, hey, where Coach Dooley at, man? It's time for him to come back. But yeah, that was a different time, man. I don't
Okay.
I don't think that would happen now. Everybody was surprised when it happened because we don't make moves like that. But I still, I mean, I don't know, but I still think it was more behind the scenes than just that. But that kind of plays into what I'm saying right now. But it was an interesting situation, man. Southern basketball has had some interesting times in the 2000s. But
Well, I don't know what happened there, man. They say rumor is George Ivory taking over until they find somebody.
they might well let him keep it. I mean, I don't know. Valley's a hard place to coach in any sport, man. If a guy wants to coach there, then he played at Valley, so he knows what he knows what Valley is like. He coached at Pine Bluff. He know what the SWAC is like. Um, I don't know because I don't know how much upward mobility Valley basketball has, and that's not a knock against Valley, but that's just the reality. I mean,
Yeah.
coach dances all that out there that are gonna go out there and put their nose in the grindstone and you know find hidden gems. So Lindsey Hunt only won 7 games in 3 years at Valley, so you know it's not
Yeah.
like they losing a lot. The team was was pretty. They were a competitive team this year. They were in a lot of games, but they couldn't get over the hump in a lot of them. But I don't know where they go from here. So
Is
I'm
that his
hoping.
son on the team?
Yeah, his son is Caleb Hunter. He's one of the
Yeah.
top scorers.
Yeah. So what you think they're gonna do with him?
Oh, he gone.
What's it? What's the classification? You know?
He's a sophomore, I think. He might be a freshman still if they got the COVID thing because he was a freshman
Yeah.
last year. Um, he's young. Let me just put it like that. He's a young guy. So I don't know if he's gonna stay. If I don't know, what the behind the scenes things are. If this is gonna be a nasty type of thing, then I think that he probably gonna be gone. If it's business, he understands. I mean, because he is, if not their best player, then he's one of their top two best players. So, that losing a guy like that, obviously they only won 2 games. So, you look at it like how good, how good can a guy be if they only won 2 games? But he hit some big shots for them, and he scores well. So we'll see.
I keep my eyes open for him. Maybe Pine Bluff can get him out the portal or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah. I'm sure Coach Woods will make some calls. You know, he coached at Valley, so maybe he got some connections. We transfer you in basketball. I think 85% of our team is transfer. So you know, if you want to come in and play, we need guards that can shoot. So, um, hey, let's all campaign and see if we can get him.
You got something else on that?
No, man. Like I said, that was just one of the things that that came across, and it was like a shock. You know, I mean, I know a lot of people are saying that they thought he'd get fired at some point, but I wasn't expecting for it to happen the way that it happened now. So I was just gonna await information. Man, I lost that broom, man. I don't know what happened, man. Somebody stole that broom from me and they used it on me. I learned a lesson though. I'm not gonna bring no more props because that was bad luck. That broom is never gonna show up on this show again, man, unless I'm cleaning up while I'm doing the show. That was
So
rough.
TSU can't. They back to number one.
Yeah, they back to number one thanks to Grambling, sweeping us out out the arena. Um, I followed that game on ESPN all the way back home, man, and when I watched Grambling take that lead, I was like, oh man, this is not gonna be fun. But hopefully, like y'all said to us, maybe we could see them in the tournament and get some revenge. But that game definitely did hurt. It changed the dynamics of the season pretty much. Um, a lot of people who showed up to the game, they feel away because they don't, they haven't really followed the team that much. Yeah, they had a big old G on their shirt when they took it from me, man. They jumped me right outside my door, and they just snatched it from me. So I'm gonna try to get it back, at some point. But I doubt y'all see it on the show again, though.
So they only taking the top 8 this year again, right?
Yeah, they taking the top 8.
So Pine Bluff, we second to last. But the girls should make the tournament. I think we're gonna lock up that 7th or 8th slot.
Yeah. They pretty comfortably in
Yeah,
on the women's side. So I wouldn't really want to finish 8 though. That's
yeah,
that's a
because we're
tough
gonna have to play
assignment.
JSU. Look,
That's a tough
so
assignment.
who hosting? The number one seed is hosting, or is
Uh,
everybody?
Actually, all games gonna be in Birmingham this year. So first round through
What?
the finals. They
Really?
moved it back. They moved it back to Birmingham.
Oh,
No more
okay.
home games for the
Oh
opening round,
man,
which I was really looking forward to that because I thought that was an added element. It
yeah,
made that last couple of weeks important because you wanted to finish in the top half so you can get that home game. And it gives your fans one more opportunity to see your team. But now they're going back to the entire tournament in Birmingham. So I'm not really ecstatic about that. But I'm excited to see how the tournament happens because strange things always happen when it starts.
yeah. I'm a big fan of them getting a few extra home games, honestly, and I think you get more gate money like that too. You get a chance for the band to be there again. Just I don't know. I just like that idea.
Yeah, I think it's like I said, and it's a reward for finishing in the top half of the conference. That last week, you right on the brink. You fighting for that spot. You don't want to have to go on the road and play somebody because when you play on the road in the SWAC and whistles start to go other ways sometimes. So strange things happen in some of them arenas on the road. You want to kind of alleviate that and get a home game, and sometimes you get good matchups. Like one year, Southern's women played Grambling and the men played Jackson State. That's a packed arena. You know, those are two rivals. So sometimes you get those kind of matchups, and like I said, it's added revenue and it's just an extra game. So hopefully they bring that back. You know, hopefully this is a 1 year thing and they bring it back because we've talked about attendance at tournaments is not great. So at least the first round being, a decent crowd makes things look a little bit better. So hopefully we'll see what happens. But I'm excited for the tournament starts on Wednesday, March 9th. So we less than 2 weeks away.
I think one reason they might have done it because of those two Florida schools. Uh, a little bit more travel involved.
Yeah, I think that and I think that's gonna have an effect on a lot of things, because now the conference is stretched really wide. Now we stretch from Texas to Florida, and all points in between. So yeah, you got to kind of try to make things a little bit easier on teams to get to where they need to go, and that's cool. But if you look at right now, there's only gonna be one Florida school on either on men or women's basketball that's gonna even make the tournament. So you know you're catering to people who not even gonna be there.
Well, I got some news. I hadn't even got a chance to tell you yet, but next week we may or may not be doing a SWAC Smoke. On Thursday, I'll be working the Sun Belt Conference tournament. I know it's some betrayal, but hear me out. I'm trying to get my foot in the door. For everybody who don't know, I'm completing my master's degree in sports administration, and I'm trying to get into SWAC sports. If anybody know anybody at their school looking for anybody, got any connections, let me know. But this is opportunity came about to work the tournament, so I'm gonna take it. I need the experience under my belt, and
Hey, more power to you, man. Like I said,
yeah,
when you get an opportunity like that, man, you really cannot pass it up. Where is that tournament this year?
here in Pensacola.
Oh, Pensacola. All right.
Yeah.
Are you able to get tickets for us?
Hey, I don't know about that yet. Hey, that's just like a brother, ain't it? Hey, don't even let me get in there good yet. Trying to ask for something.
Hey, if you not there, man, I think I'm gonna holler at Jamie G, man. I think we're
Yeah,
gonna keep the train rolling. But
there you go.
if you can make it, then we'll hook you up. But we're gonna try to see what happens, man. Like I said, congrats to you for real. On the real. I hope your career goes great, man. And let's wish you the best.
Oh
SWAC
yeah,
people, man, y'all hook the man up. He going to the Sun Belt for opportunities. This is a SWAC guy. Let's bring
yeah,
him home.
yeah. I'll let you know though once he hit me back with more of a definite kind of schedule. And
Oh, it's all good, man. Like I say,
yeah,
we'll make it happen one
yes
way or the
sir.
other. You got any idea what you're gonna be doing?
Escorting teams, running stat sheets, pretty much just any and everything. You know what I mean? Whatever they need done, almost from what I understand. I'll be on the floor and backstage, but it's just one of them things where you just don't want to ask too many questions. You just want to get the opportunity first.
Oh yeah,
But
like I
that's
say,
kind
man.
of yeah,
A situation like that, your best thing is to be a sponge. Just
yeah,
take in
exactly.
whatever, and just do what you got to do. And so that means, depending on where you at, we probably can see you on TV.
Yeah.
Hey y'all, we might have to watch. We might have to get a Sunbelt to boost in ratings because I'm gonna have to watch and see my boy sitting on the side so I can be like, "There's DJ right there, man. I know that guy, man." So like I say, man, congrats, and we wish you the best, and we know you're gonna do your thing one way or the other, and you're gonna represent for us, and hopefully the
Of
SWAC
course.
the SWAC gonna pay attention, and you better get your opportunity, man. So it's good to see things starting to fall your way, and congratulations from all of us.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate
He,
it.
he snuck that news up on me, man. So
Yeah, man. We was talking about conference tournaments and it hit me. I'm like, next week, starting Wednesday, I'll be doing that.
yeah,
So
see, you were talking about it, didn't even think about it, but that's good, man. So I don't want to turn this into a Sun Belt show, but you
yeah,
got any
no,
idea of who the top team? I ain't even follow nobody yet this
no,
year.
I haven't. And I went to UALR too, so I get a chance to see them and Arkansas State. So a couple home state teams will be in it, but no, I haven't kept up with it. I've been engulfed in SWAC stuff, so it just opportunity came about and I had to take it.
Oh yeah, man. Like I said, that's man, that's big time. So um, we're gonna have to do a little something for you, man. We're gonna make a banner and put it up somewhere. I'm a mail a banner to the arena.
Gotcha. But
But
we can switch back gears to the SWAC. I ain't gonna make it no Sunbelt show like you said. I just want to.
give me 1 second. I got to step away for 1 second.
Yeah.
Yo, thank you. Oh man, I got I don't know if y'all can see this, but I got a delivery. I got me some ribs, really good ribs and rice.
Oh man.
So I'm gonna get my grub on in a little while. But I'm not trying to rush us out of here. But I got a meal. So I hope everybody enjoys their meal if they ain't ate yet. I'm gonna sit this right here till I'm finished. But smells good, man. Smells good. Don't let me distract you from nothing else.
But yeah, back to the SWAC, man. I think JSU women gonna win it all. I think the boys up in the air.
Yeah. Obviously, yeah, man. I got a homemade Uber Eats, DoorDash. That was DoorDash. They brought me a little thing, but like I said, I think JSU women gonna, I don't know who can beat them. Obviously, you always say any given day or whatever, but I don't know if anybody can beat them. Honestly, the team is really on point right now. And on the other side, whatever 8 teams make it, any of those 8 can win it. Because I don't see anybody that's better than anybody else. There's no dominant men's team, so anybody can get hot. So all you want to do is get in. You get in, then who knows what's gonna happen. But I do say look out for Prairie View, man. I think they're gonna be a tough team to knock out.
You think Prairie View? Yeah. They kind of sneaky. That's a sneaky team.
Yeah, they've been kind of not. They were picked to be a little bit higher than they are, but they gonna be tough. And TSU is always gonna be a team to look out for. They having some issues this year, but they still gonna be dangerous. They one of those teams that know how to win. Southern is a team. I love Southern's defense. Their offense can be hit or miss, but they can, if they hot, they can be trouble. If they cold, you know, sometimes the defense can't bail them out. I just like everybody, honestly, man. I could find something that I like about every team that makes the tournament. One thing I do want to throw out, if you guys don't know, man, y'all keep an eye out on MJ Randolph from FAMU. That dude is a scorer, man. He could go for 30 any day, and don't shoot no threes. He's a guard, but he shoots very few threes, maybe 1 or 2 a game. So he's a guy that gets it done inside, and he's basically their offense. So if you do have opportunity to watch them play, he's the leading scorer in the conference right now.
And don't forget to mention that chick. I need to
Oh
find
yeah,
her name from
Ayana
Alabama State.
Emmanuel from Alabama State, 41 points on Monday
She
against
been
Bethune-Cookman.
going ham
She
the
she
last
cooked.
couple weeks.
Yeah, she been on fire, and I only knew about that because I was somebody on Twitter. One of the guys from Bethune-Cookman football team was posting that they was at the game, and Brian Jenkins Jr. from Alabama and them was like, "Y'all let that girl toast y'all for 41." So I was like, "What? Let me go look at this." And I was like, "Damn!" But she got off, man. She was hot, and
I
that
think she hit like 36 before that.
yeah, before most of the game, 36, 5 points overtime. They trailed the majority of that game, so they needed every point that she scored. And those kind of performances, you really do want to salute because SWAC don't get that kind of attention in basketball. This season, 2 women triple doubles, those are huge feats. So I think we need to really kind of show those players some love like we do football because they work hard just like everybody else do.
Shout out to the indoor track too, Alabama State. I didn't know that coach was that decorated over there at Alabama State, a track coach, but he got a good thing going over there. So I watched a little bit of the indoor meet, and I'm a track guy too. I like track.
Oh
So
yeah. I'm eagerly awaiting Southern's track team to get back to where they used to be. But like I said, Prairie View had a pretty good meet as well. Um, I love, like you say, man, track is just a fun thing to watch.
Mm-hmm.
It's everybody again, you competing against people legit straight up, and you get to see, who got what. There's no cutting corners, there's no
Yeah.
smoke and mirrors, there's no scheme. It's either you got it or you don't.
No, you don't.
And if you don't got it and you think you got it, you will be exposed. So that's one of those good things about track. And I love relays. A good relay race is always one of the best things to watch. Also, baseball. I know you're not a baseball fan, but they had the Andre Dawson Classic in New Orleans this weekend. A lot of SWAC schools and the University of New Orleans are a team out, but Southern and FAMU, Jackson, Prairie View, Grambling, Pine Bluff, Alabama State. A lot of good baseball was played that weekend. So yeah, no trick plays in track. You either can run or you can't run. Are you good in the field or you're not good in the field? There's no double reverse. There's no zone defense. It's nothing. You either got it or you don't. But I think baseball is gonna be a pretty good season. Southern hosted Missouri last night. They got throttled, but I thought that was good that they got an SEC team at home that wasn't LSU. So those kind of things happen. That I think should be a pretty good season. I'm gonna wait till things get kicked off a little bit better in baseball before I really dive into it. Softball also going on right now. A lot of SWAC sports going on. So if you love sports, a lot of stuff still going on. Football, just because football over, don't mean everything else is over. That dude is wild.
Yeah, I saw that walk off homer.
Yeah, a lot of people was upset about that, man. Because he waved at the Alabama State dugout. Baseball got all them unwritten rules,
Alvin Rose, yeah.
so a lot of people was upset. But that's SWAC baseball, man. There's a lot of trash talking, in the games. Those teams get after each other, and it's like any other SWAC sport, man. They go hard. A lot of you see a lot of talking to the dugout, and it's always gonna be on a very emotional type of game. Oh, he pimped it big time. He got a 10 out of 10 for that. No matter who team it was, he would have got a 10 out of 10 because he watched it go. You're not supposed to watch it go, but he watched it go because and next game. Luckily, we don't play Alabama State again. I don't think to the tournament, so he don't have to worry about getting retaliated against right now.
My favorite thing in that whole clip was the umpire.
Oh yeah, he wasn't having it. He
Hey,
was
he
not
tripped
having
over
it.
the catcher's legs trying to get over there. Man, I laughed. I watched that clip I don't know how many times, but
He wasn't having it,
he was
man. He
like
was
somebody
like,
daddy, wasn't he?
yes,
Pointing.
he would go shut it down, man. Y'all getting too loud in that room in there, man.
Yeah.
I'm about to turn off the TV and take all y'all stuff. He was not having it, man. That was the like you say, that was one of the best parts. That's one of those things that when you notice it, it gets
Yeah.
funnier every time. So I I thought that was a real good thing. Yeah, I mean, baseball is the last sport to really kind of start to come to modern times. You know, and I think as more guys come into the game that are, young and brash, like they like to say, things are starting to change. I mean, you got to remember, this is a sport that people got mad because Ken Griffey Jr. is wearing his hat backwards in batting practice. So, I mean, it's just, one of them things. But have fun. And, I think that's one of the things that turns a lot of people off about baseball there's not a lot of fun and looseness in it. So I think that's one of the best things about SWAC baseball. It is a fun sport, man. It's not all buttoned up. So if you want to catch a game, man, you catch a SWAC game, you're gonna see a little bit of everything. So and some good baseball too. So it got something for everybody.
I'm gonna let you get ready to eat, man.
Okay, man. Like I say, man, that meal is smelling good.
You don't want to
Um,
get cold.
oh, it's not gonna get cold. Okay, I'm about to dig in a minute. Um, I just because we always kind of go on a meal. You know, she said she'd deliver it to me so y'all can see what I'm having tonight, and I'm about to chow down, man. So, like I said, I don't have anything else, but man, y'all keep an eye out for DJ on TV this weekend. He's gonna be doing his thing at the Sunbelt tournament, and we'll see. You know what happens with SWAC Smoke. If he's not available, then you probably see me and my boy Jamie G if I can get him to pop through and fill in. So one way or the other, we'll do what we gotta do. I just got a message that my reel's getting cold, so I gotta get out of here, y'all. Man, y'all enjoy y'all Thursday, and we'll catch y'all on the rebound.
All right.
All right.
I saw
I,
that.
I ain't mean to, man. It was not my idea. It was not my idea. I'm gonna put it like that and leave that alone. But next week, don't expect that again. I doubt that highly. But we'll catch y'all next week. If DJ not here next week, then we catch y'all after that. So one way or the other, SWAC Smoke will be at y'all real soon. So we'll holler at y'all.